Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me today. My name is Peter. Welcome back to Invest with Peter. So today I'm going to be talking about what has been going on in the market and what we should be expecting in a couple of months, years, and all that stuff. But regardless of what's happening around us now, we need to be trying to protect ourselves, and we need to see ahead of what is to come, right? Because if you ask anybody around you now, they'll be telling you, yeah, this is coming, this is going to happen, and that is going to happen. But how do we protect ourselves? And maybe some strategies I'll be taking. See, I'm not your financial advisor. All I say here is not for you to buy or sell any stocks or cryptocurrency. I'm just going to be telling you my mind today, what I think about the market and what I'll be doing, and what I think is going to be happening in a couple of years' time or in a couple of months. Nobody knows. So the first one is, well, before we go into if you see me for the first time, I'm Peter Ads. I bring this every week, but a couple of weeks ago, I traveled. I was not around, so I've not been updating my YouTube channel. But if you like my content, please try to subscribe. I bring this every Monday, and just market review or how I feel or whatever I think is going to happen in the market. I just bring it there, and I've been doing this for a while now. So please subscribe to the channel, and let's go straight into it. Now, the fear of recession. People all over the world are thinking, well, we can avoid this now. Recession is coming, and there's no way to avoid this at this point. Yeah, that's true. The first problem came, when Russia invaded Ukraine, and that created a very big gap in our pocket and in the economy of the world, right? I mean, the world, not even one single country. And that's the energy. The energy price shoot up, and, everybody was complaining, well, the price at the pump is unbearable, is unavoidable, and all that stuff now. So, and this is just coming from, reopening and everything like that. We're just recovering from COVID and all that stuff. People just going back to work normally and all that stuff. But the invasion happened now, which created a big gap that's opened the way for inflation. Then come the Fed. The Fed have been all over the place. Yeah, we're going to raise, by 50 basis points and all that stuff, 35, 75, confusing the market totally. Everybody was all over the place. Market was like, where are you guys going to pitch your tents? I need to sort out, because market is always forward thinking, right? So the Fed, they modeled everything up, they all the way all over the place, and market was just in disarray. So that was what brought NASDAQ to, maybe down to like 26, 27% up until now. And, S&P is down 15, 16%, 17%, if I'm right? So everything is just from there gone down, because market do not want uncertainty. Now, what's going on now is the issue of recession there, recession now. Ask anybody, all these hedge fund managers, they're going to be telling you, prepare yourself, brace yourself, 70%, NASDAQ is going down, 40%, this is going to wipe out everybody. They've been predicting all this. Well, nobody knows what is going to happen, but there has been some things happening around the market now that's pointing towards a recession, right? Because the economy, right? Not the investor, the economy is trying to, come together, to come to like a proper market, rising and all that stuff, up until when the invasion started and the economy went down again. People can't afford, to buy gas anymore. Some people are like, well, electricity bill is gone up, energy bill is gone up, and people trying to like, well, I think I'm gonna cut down this, cut down that, which actually affected Netflix. If you remember what happened to Netflix, people start unsubscribing from Netflix. So the first thing people do when they can't afford stuff anymore, they start cutting down prices of stuff. People were like, well, I'll be like, well, that car is like 3-liter engine, 4-liter engine, 6-liter engine. I need to get rid of that car now and buy 1.2-liter or 2-liter engine. So people start cutting down stuff like that. And you know what? When we were saying last year and early this year that, okay, the motor industry, that they go, all the second-hand vehicles price that shot up like that, now those people, they're going to be in bobbins. I mean, they're going to be in trouble, because they've been hiking the price of second-hand vehicles, and now people don't even want to buy them anymore at their cheaper price. So they're bringing the price down, and people are not interested anymore in buying cars. They want to save their money. They want to protect the little finance, the little liquidity they've got, and all that stuff. So that's going to affect that sector on its own. So now let's talk about what Elon Musk said last week. He was like, well, I think recession is coming. I need to start cutting down. I think it looks like recession is going to be here. We have no choice. I think this is going to happen now. So he's cutting down 10% of his workers, not the factory workers, Tesla workers. And he told them, well, if you still want to work in this company, you've got to come back to work at least to 40 hours a week. If not, consider yourself gone. That's it. So most of these billionaires who have more money than us, who are like more or less like insiders, who know what's to come and what is happening, they're telling us, they're warning us and all that stuff. So we need to be very careful. Bank of America has been saying it, and JP Morgan, that at this point they think recession is unavoidable. So now, how do I protect myself? I'm still going to get there. Now let's go to the next one that's going to happen, and that is famine. Russia's been the biggest, Russia and Ukraine, they were the biggest, or let me say the largest producer of wheat and corn, right? And as a result of that, of the war rather, that is cut back on production and exporting of these goods to Africa, Asia, and the rest of the Europe, right? Now that the war is going on, these people are not sending these goods to these countries. And guess what? The bread you buy is from wheat, flour you use to do all this stuff in the house, cake and all that stuff, is from wheat. Now, let's go to the animals. Animals are being fed with corn and wheat. So expect the price of your meat, your steak and all that stuff to go up as well, because if these things are not coming out to feed all these animals, guess what? There will be shortage of farm produce from the market, which is going to lead to famine, which is unfortunate. It's going to be the Africa, countries and Eastern Asian countries that are going to bear the brunt the more, while the people that live in the West are going to pay more for what they're actually buying at this price. So expect this to happen as well if the war in Ukraine won't stop. That's the other one. And the next one is the fear of Taiwan invasion. China has been doing this exercise every time now, week in, week out, exercising and looking at taking the template of Russia invasion to see how they're going to invade Taiwan. If this goes ahead, expect the market to go down another 20%. Whether we like it or not, it's going to happen. But we don't know when it's going to happen. And Taiwanese have been, going about letting out a fire weapon system, just like it happened before the invasion of Ukraine. They're going about now going to the ranges, learning how to fire a weapon system, which is telling us that, well, something is looming in this part of the world as well. And America is pulling their strength towards Taiwan. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but hopefully common sense come in play and everybody just do whatever they want and just stay and live in peace. But if that goes ahead, expect the market to go drastically down. Up. This is outside inflation. This is outside recession. This is another case entirely that will probably tumble or turn the whole thing over again. And that's that. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how 2022 is going to plan out. But with the way things are looking, I think we need to be very careful as a retail investor. See, institutions, they know what they're doing. They're selling. They're pulling more money out of the market. Well, I think we need to be very careful and we need to understand what we're going to be doing at this point in time. Now, Biden, right? He says he's trying to talk to Saudi Arabia, right? Just to ease the tension and the issue around scarcity of petroleum produce, right? So he's going to see, the king of Saudi Arabia. And this guy has been telling him, right, don't call me. No, he didn't tell him don't call me, but he hasn't been picking the call from Biden because he's saying that, well, America is not actually pulling the string, or they're not actually fulfilling the promise they made towards them, because the Yemenis Houthi have been firing into Saudi Arabia and America has not been supporting them in destroying these Houthi rebels, something like what they call them. So this king wants America to fulfill and stand by their words. That's why he's telling America and the West that we're not going to produce more oil or produce more petroleum goods than the one we've been doing. So we're not going to scale up at all. So regardless of what's happening in Europe. But if Saudi Arabia had to come up and say, well, we're going to produce more, that's going to ease the scarcity of petroleum goods or petroleum products a little bit. So the price you see now will probably come down just by some cents or by some pennies for those who live in UK. Now, Biden is going there next week and he's going to have a talk with this man, and they're going to hopefully negotiate things out and things plan out, and Saudi Arabia start producing more. They've promised that it is possible that they scale up their production, but on one condition, and America understand the condition they want. They want more American weapon system. They want American weapon might. They want America to be on their side in destroying these Houthi rebels of the Yemenis, but the Democrats see the other way. But regardless, Biden wants to go, though his party members don't really want him to do this, but because of what's happening, he has to go to Saudi Arabia and negotiate this thing out, because if not, and guess what, the other day European Union has actually said they're going to ban petroleum products from Russia by end of 2022. So no petroleum produce is going to be sold outside Russia anymore. No European country will be buying any from Russia anymore. So that's why you see the price that went up the other week and all that stuff. So these are really the issues that's going to plan out. But I hope things turn around. But with the way things are going, I think we need to be very careful. What am I going to be doing? Well, I'm going to be careful at this point. And guess what? We're going to see another rally at some point. Market's going to rally. But if you're wise enough, if you understand what you're doing, if you know what you're doing, or if you don't know what you're doing, I think when market goes up a little bit, start scaling down your positions, start selling your positions. I don't mean selling red. When you go green, your position, start selling and keeping the money aside, because the market you see now is still going to go down lower than what we see now. I don't think we're out of the wood yet, but we need to be very careful. Cash in now, save your money, because millionaires and billionaires are made during recession, because that is when they bring the big money and buy, and market always go up. So whenever they buy during the recession and market goes up, then you make times 20, times 100% of your investment. That's how millionaires become billionaires. Billionaires, they make more money, and those who are not millionaires become a millionaire. So we need to be very careful on cryptocurrency, right? Bitcoin, I expect Bitcoin to go to $20,000. It is what it is, because it's been trading 29, 30, 28 and all over the place. And if you look at the chart, I don't want to be showing the chart now, but if you look at the chart, you're going to see that it's actually pointing lower at this point. It's broken the support and all that stuff. So the next stop will probably be 24. Then from 24, I'll be buying at $20,000. I've taken profit in my position in Bitcoin. I've taken enough profit, and I'm going to be buying back when Bitcoin comes to 20. Ethereum, when it comes back to $1,000, then I'll be buying more. At this point, I'm not buying any crypto again, because nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. So, well, I think I've taken enough of your time, guys. Be very careful out there. Don't think we are out of the wood yet. No, we are not. Protect yourself. Protect your finance. My name is Peter Ads, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you for subscribing, and bye.